Photos from a youth empowerment program in Roni local government area of Jigawa state have gone viral, drawing sharp criticism over his choice of beneficiaries and approach to empowerment. The event, organized by APC chairman Dr. Abba Yao, showed elderly men receiving wheelbarrows loaded with jerrycans as part of the empowerment package. Despite being branded a youth program, most recipients appeared to be senior citizens. Shared on social media as users ridiculed the initiative for its irony and lack of direction. Critics said the program reflected a wider pattern of local government empowerment efforts that rely on token distributions rather than sustainable investments in education, digital skills, or entrepreneurship. Observers say the trend raises deeper concerns about how government empowerment projects often fail to address youth unemployment, poverty, and innovation gaps across Nigeria. This was posted on social media, and the media has been on a frenzy with this report. What are your thoughts on this?
At this point, I'm forced to ask, what is the meaning of empowerment? What does it mean to be empowered? To be empowered suggests that one is in a place of disadvantage. You want to, give the person some strength, some power to act. I may not give you a dictionary definition, but you're adding power to me, economic power. Now, for me now, the concern is, much as that is very valid observation, that those even seen in the pictures are not youth. But what if they were youth? What are they supposed to do with those gallons of jerry can, those water cans and the cart pushing? What are they supposed to do with it? What kind of empowerment is that in the 21st century, rather than thinking of giving people borehole and other forms of good drinkable water, you're giving people carts to go maybe from one distant stream to fetch water? And come on, it shows that, I saw the pictures, I saw the videos. What was even worrisome beyond the guy who gave it is that those who received it acted as though they have been done a favor. They
have been empowered. There's an empowerment.
This is something you would have given to somebody without doing. If I decide to give you some gallons of jerry can, whether empty or filled with whatever I can fill it with, I bet you we don't need a picture for me to give you that gallons of
So are you saying
and this is a political office?
Are you saying the issue is not the jerry can, but the fact that the pictures were taken for the jerry can handling?
Both are worrisome. Why are you taking the picture? Why is it that a government, whether as a political party head or local government, yes, that's the local government, why do you think that the best way to empower yourself is, why didn't you guys in your meeting, what need assessment, if you do a need assessment and the people needed water, the best way to solve water problem, is it to point them to maybe that other judge, you point them to Chuba River to go and fetch water, then you give them jerry cans and carts that will help them fetch many gallons at once rather than carrying 1 gallon at once? Or you think of, the least you would do is even thinking of, if you can't get a borehole there, think of how you can connect from that distance to bring it. So, what kind of empowerment is that? It betrays the word empowerment. The word empowerment ought not to have come in there. It should have just been that, somebody gave some gallons of water to some people, or some, not even gallons of water, empty gallons to some people. It's not empowering. It's not something a government official should do, even a government official of the least kind.
Now, do you think this, form of empowerment, we've had several photo sessions of empowerment in Nigeria over time.
Which is what they actually meant to achieve, photos.
Yeah, we've had, while we have the photos, of course, these things go forth. We've gone from the era of where Okadas were given.
Let me even ask you,
we've also gone through the eras where toilets were shared, toilets were built. We've gone to mini bridges, from a gutter jump over bridge. We've had several records, but do you think that the challenge we currently have, because of how people on social media were really displeased with this project and, you know, asking the question, is this the best we can do? Let's move a little bit away from that question now. Do you think that this is driven out of not knowing exactly what to invest in the people or how best to invest in the people, or you think it's just, you know, like you say, for the pictures?
You see, the thing is that many a times the political class in many constituencies in Nigeria, and of course when you put them together, it will be charitable to say they have run out of ideas on how best to deliver good governance. If you say they have run out of ideas, that suggests that at some point they had ideas. For most of them, they never really had idea. They have not even conceptualized good governance. For them, governance is about, you know, having your name in some complimentary cards, that you are the SSA to something, something, you know, and all the money pays that come with it, all the people bowing before you, and all that. They have never conceptualized the fact that holding a political office comes with a responsibility. So because they don't think it comes with a responsibility, whatever they do that seems like an act of responsibility, for them it is charity, for which they should be worshipped. Because if the guy who did this thing, you know, thought of the position he holds as a position of responsibility, he probably would have thought of a more creative way to solve societal problem. There is a lack of imagination on the part of most political actors in Nigeria, and it shows even when they talk. When they come before I mean, we have seen campaigns in this country where people come, you think it's a nightclub or maybe a dance hall. All they do is dancing, you know, and so there's a lack of imagination. They have not conceptualized how best to move. In fact, they don't even think it is their responsibility to move their people forward.
Do you think they get to find out the pain points of the citizenry, people from those constituencies? You know, find out from the people, how can we make your lives better? Because if they don't go through this grassroots questioning to see, okay, what can I do in this authority, in this office, to make the life of this, is one thing to say you have run out of ideas, it's another thing to know the pain points, because sometimes you might have an idea of an investment to put in a people, but when you go over there, you see that is not their major problem in life. There are other ways that you can meet their needs. Now, given how happy the people the recipients of this, you know, Merua and jerry cans looked, do you think that is part of probably a pain point they've told this, you know, local government chairman, that we need this to help us to get water from far distance, or to, you know, to store our waters, and he thought this was a good way to invest?
No, you see, there's something called needs assessment.
Right.
What is need assessment? I'm coming to, rather than thinking that I am the all-knowing and I know what you want, so I go to the market and bought you some clothes, and, you know, and trade at you, even if those clothes were kind of Mary Amaka clothes, and give it to you to use. I do a need assessment. I come to you and ask you, what do you want? You know, try to sample opinion, and it's easy to do for government. It's simple questionnaires. You know, you may, to even help yourself, you can streamline the possible things you can do. As a government, you have maybe 10 million naira for project. What can 10 million, you know, you select some items and people choose what they can do. And also, by carefully observing the pattern in that society or your constituency, you can tell what their utmost need is, or what would need them. Now, if peradventure the people need water, this is 21st century, this is 2025. This is not 19 or 1845. This is 2025. The people need water. The best way to give them water is not to point them to one distant river where they will carry jerry can. Is to think of how to get water closer to them. If you have water closer to them, you won't need those jerry cans. Why do people store water? It is because the source of water is far. Go check anywhere people have water within reach. They don't have many cans to store water, because you can always get it available. But in situations where you know, government dig boreholes that are not meant to produce water. Then people will still need their jerry can because the boreholes were not meant to produce water. So why the commissioning last? People rush to get water because they know that after the media and everybody leaves, the water is also living with the people that came. So this shows a lack of imagination from the political office holder for whoever organized that thing. And annoyingly, you may be shocked to know how much, maybe if they tell you how much they have spent in buying those jerry cans, you'll be shocked.